Okay, hello and welcome. Please let me know where you're from, and if you can hear me, please drop me a 777 in the chat box and we shall make a start. I am waiting for more people to turn up. Thank you all here. But I think it's about time we made a start. Let's just see what time it is. 8 minutes past 6. So welcome everyone, welcome Yasmin, welcome all her. Please let me know where you are from. And again, on this beautiful Monday, first day of the week, Birmingham is in the house. Welcome Yasmin from Birmingham. We have London in the house. Welcome, welcome. So my name is Dr Jav. Again, great to see you today. First day of the week, Monday. My question to you all is, what have you been up to since last week? What day is it today? 8th of March today. So 8th of March today. And it is, I'm just looking at my wall chart, second week of March. So we've only got just over 2 weeks left and we'll be in April. So spring is here. So the good news is that spring is here. Spring is in the air, love is in the air, call it whatever you want. And again, it's going to be an amazing year. March is obviously a year of abundance and prosperity for all of us. And we are expecting great things to happen this month. So again, welcome on the call. Now, today we have a very, very interesting call. I'm going to be covering one of my favorite topics, and that is the subject of cryptocurrency. So I've been, as many of you know, I've been involved in cryptocurrency now for quite some time. Just give me a second while I just check my settings. And to be honest, I haven't looked back. So I was first introduced to cryptocurrency about 5 years ago. So around 5 years or so, I was introduced to cryptocurrency, and the cryptocurrency that I was introduced to was Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency in the market. And at the moment, if you can see my chart, please drop me a 111 in the chat box and I will continue. So Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency. Thank you. I'm just making sure I can see the chat box as well. Okay, Mandeep, thank you. Thank you, B. It's a bit strange because on Zoom, sometimes I can't see the chat box. So I do apologize if that is the case. And I will continue. Thank you. So Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency in the market. As you can see from here, the current price of Bitcoin is around, well, it is $50,850. So around $50,000, give and take, depending on which exchange you look at. So I have Coinbase on my phone. So what you'll notice with cryptocurrencies, I suppose it's the same with foreign exchange as well, is that the price will vary depending on which exchange you are looking at. But generally what you need to do is, when you're doing your analysis, you need to try and make sure that the analysis that you're doing matches the exchange that you're working with. So on Coinbase at the moment, the price of Bitcoin is 50,000, just 800. So it's about $100 difference between that and Bitstamp, but it's fine. So as you can see from this chart, this is actually Bitcoin dollar, and this is on the Bitstamp exchange, and you can change the exchange to whichever exchange you want to on TradingView. It's fairly easy to do, and I've just changed it now to Coinbase, which is the one I tend to use certainly when I'm trading, doing my dollar cost averaging. Now there's 4 ways to earn an income from cryptocurrency, and I've talked about this before as well, but I'll just mention it again. There may be more ways, but there's 4 primary ways to derive an income from cryptocurrency. You've got dollar cost averaging or portfolio building. Now that is something that I've been doing for about 5 years. So portfolio building is something I've been doing for a long time. And that's basically when you're buying cryptocurrency to hodl, to hold, to build your portfolio. Now going back 5 years, I don't know if anyone remembers what the price of Bitcoin was 5 years ago. Does anybody actually remember the price of Bitcoin 5 years ago? I think I pressed the wrong button, so just bear with me. So 5 years ago, the price of 1 Bitcoin was actually, just give me a second, it keeps going to the ad for some reason, but yeah. So 5 years ago, the price of Bitcoin was around $200 or so. So it was very, very small compared to what it is today. And in all honesty, the price of Bitcoin today is the highest it's ever been. So the price of Bitcoin today is the highest it's ever been. Obviously, we had the all-time high just a few days ago, but I'll talk about that in a few seconds. I'm on a different exchange now, and you can see the price here is 48,000. So 5 years ago, if I just go back to 5 years, and you can actually see Now I'm just panning back. Now, unfortunately, this chart doesn't go back to 2009. So Bitcoin, the concept of Bitcoin was conceived in 2009 by a guy called Satoshi Nakamoto. So that's either one person or a consortium of people. Nobody actually knows. And what they did was that they actually modeled Bitcoin on gold. So with gold, there's a fixed amount of gold in the marketplace. Once you've mined all the gold in the world, there'll be no further gold. It's a fixed supply. And just on that simple basis, obviously there's a marketing factors as well, but one of the primary ones is that because there's a fixed supply of gold, long term, the price of gold is going to go up. Long term, the price of gold is going to increase. So if you buy gold today and hold it for 5, 10, 20 years, your gold will be worth more after 5, 10 years. It's the same with real estate, the same with property. If you were to buy a house today, your price will generally go up in value every few years. Long term, the price of your property will go up. Now, again, you can check this by looking at where you live today, and you can go online, and there's many websites you can go to. I think Net House Price is one of them, and you can just have a look at how much your house was worth 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and you'll notice that generally the prices go up. The same applies to Bitcoin. There's a fixed supply of Bitcoin. There's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoins mined. 21 million Bitcoins is the maximum amount of Bitcoins that will ever be mined. I think now I'm seeing some chat messages coming in, just make sure everything's okay. Yep, okay. Happy Women's Day. Okay. Happy Women's Day to everyone. Nothing to do with Bitcoin, but yeah, have a happy Women's Day. I just saw the chat box flashing. I thought maybe that could have been a problem. Yeah, so as long as you can see me and hear me, I'll carry on. So there's only ever going to be a fixed supply of Bitcoin of 21 million to the market. And that is going to actually be achieved, I think, in 2140, I think it is. So most of us will not be around then. 2140 is when the last Bitcoin is going to be mined. So 21 million Bitcoins are going to be mined in total. Now, at the moment, if I go to my chart here, at the moment, this actually shows you the current total circulating Bitcoin currently in the market. And at the moment, we have 18.6 million Bitcoins currently out there in the marketplace. So you can do a quick bit of math here, and you can work out that there's only 2.4 million Bitcoins left to be mined. There's only 2.4 million Bitcoins left to be mined. Are you going to be one of those with a Bitcoin certainly before 2140 or not? That's up to you. So 18.6 million Bitcoins have been mined. 21 million is the maximum, 2.4 to go. So it doesn't matter who you are or where you live, chances are you've probably by now heard of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually the future of money. In fact, cryptocurrencies are the future of money. And at the moment, does anybody actually know how many Bitcoins we have in the marketplace? At the moment, we have, I don't know if it shows you on this chart, it doesn't show you on this one, but at the moment we have in the region of 8,000, I think 500 or so cryptocurrencies in the market. 8,000 cryptocurrencies in the market currently, and Bitcoin is the largest of all of them. Bitcoin is the largest out of 8,000 plus cryptocurrencies in the market, and Bitcoin actually makes up 60% of the market. So Bitcoin makes up 60% of the market, as you can see from here. So this is the market cap Bitcoin dominance chart, and this shows you what percentage of the market is covered by Bitcoin. Bitcoin being the largest cryptocurrency in the market, it actually covers 61% of the market. That number is huge. And that is why, or one of the reasons why you need to have Bitcoin as part of your portfolio. Obviously, with 8,000 plus altcoins in the market, many people might think, you know, the price of Bitcoin is very high, it's $51,000 or thereabouts. Why, you know, I can't afford that, it's just too much money. But the good news is that with Bitcoin, you can actually buy Satoshi or a fraction of one Bitcoin. So 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin is one Satoshi, and you can buy $10 worth, you can buy $20 worth. So it doesn't matter how much you buy. When it comes to dollar cost averaging, my recommendation is that you buy a little bit of Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency that you're looking at the moment every single day. So you can buy $10 worth, $20 worth, 100 pounds worth, 1,000 pounds worth. It doesn't really matter. But if you do it over a period of time, but regularly, what you'll find is that the volatility in the market won't affect you so much. So just imagine now, if I go back to all those years ago, so just give me a second, I'm just gonna, for some reason I've got an ad here that keeps popping up, but that's fine. I'm just gonna move that across. So if you go back to 2014 again, when the price was $300, $400, now just imagine if you'd been buying Bitcoin every month, let's say every month, since 2014. So you would have been buying Bitcoin at the price of $400. And then as the price kept going up, you would still be continuing to buy it. The previous major all-time high of Bitcoin was actually achieved in December 2017. And you can actually, that's actually an anomaly there, so ignore that, but you can actually see it here. In December 2017, the all-time high of Bitcoin of around $20,000 was achieved. Now, had you been buying Bitcoin up to that point every single week, every single month, you'd have been quids in. You would have had quite a good portfolio. Now, again, I remember going back all those years, I remember when the price of Bitcoin was, I think the first time I was introduced to Bitcoin about 5 years ago, I think 2016, 17. But generally, I remember when Bitcoin was about $2,000 approximately. And I was speaking to people about Bitcoin and saying, you know what, this is the future of money. I think you should definitely look at Bitcoin as part of your investment portfolio. And people were saying to me, no, it's a scam, it's a con. Because we can't see Bitcoin, we're not going to invest in it. But don't forget that when credit cards first came out, there was a lot of apathy in the marketplace. Many people didn't want to use credit cards because they could not see the physical money. Many people, many businesses at that point were very, very adamant that they did not want to get involved in plastic. Look at us today. You can't go outside now without having plastic in your wallet. The same was the case for PayPal. So with PayPal, you can send money to anyone, anywhere in the world, as you know, just by knowing their email address. When PayPal first came out, there was again a lot of people in the marketplace saying, no, we don't trust it. How can you send money to someone, you know, anywhere in the world just by knowing their email address? The same we are seeing today with cryptocurrency. People say we can't see it, we can't hold it. How can we believe in it? But trust me, cryptocurrency is the future of money. Today, you can actually go out and buy a car with Bitcoin. You can go out and buy properties around the world with Bitcoin. There are thousands, I don't remember how many, but there are thousands of outlets all around the world, retail outlets where you can actually go and transact with cryptocurrency. I think a friend of mine recently, I don't remember where he was, but he went into a coffee shop to get a cappuccino, and there was the option to pay via cryptocurrency. Just by using your phone and scanning a QR code, you can send cryptocurrency to anyone, anywhere in the world. So cryptocurrency is here to stay, whether you like it or not, and it's not going anywhere. It is the future of money. And again, going back to my chart and what I was saying earlier, the previous all-time high of Bitcoin of around 19,000, actually close to $20,000 was achieved in December 2017. And do you know what? I was still buying Bitcoin when the all-time high was reached, because I know, I understand from looking at the charts, from speaking to my peers, that Bitcoin, so this, again, I'm just talking about Bitcoin here, out of, you know, the largest cryptocurrency out of 8,000 plus cryptocurrencies in the market, I know that Bitcoin is going to hit six figures soon. 6 figures. If you look at any of my earlier videos, any of my earlier recordings, you will hear me say the same again. I was saying 3 years ago, Bitcoin is going to hit $50,000. I was saying 3 years ago, Bitcoin will hit 6 figures. You should definitely look at investing it and holding on to that asset. And even then, people were saying to me, but the common public, unfortunately, 95% of the world population falls within that bracket, and they were saying, no, we don't believe in it. But trust me, Bitcoin will hit 6 figures. It might even do it this year, depending on what the charts do going forward. I was looking at the charts earlier today, but in all honesty, at the moment, the way it's looking now, we are expecting Bitcoin to hit a price, a new all-time high very, very soon. It could be within a couple of weeks, but definitely within the next couple of months or so, we should see a price of around $60,000 or so for Bitcoin. The previous all-time high of Bitcoin was actually, I've got things floating on my screen. So the previous all-time high of Bitcoin was actually around $58,000, $59,000. And we are expecting that to be surpassed in the next few weeks when the price will hit around 62,000. Again, once it hits 62,000, the $80,000 mark looks very, very probable. When I say very probable, I mean very, very likely that Bitcoin will hit $70,000 to $80,000 possibly this year. And if it does that, it may well hit 200,000. So imagine that. Imagine having a price of Bitcoin of 200,000. Imagine if you bought one Bitcoin, even if you bought it at the previous all-time high, prior to the one that I've just talked about earlier, at $20,000, and held on to that since 2017 for 4 or 5 years, you could be sitting on a profit of around $150,000 approximately, give and take. Again, the price of Bitcoin, in my opinion, is still very, very low. And as you can see from this chart again, since, again, looking at this chart, since the beginning of the year, since December 2020, the price of Bitcoin has gone up from $20,000 to a maximum of about $58,000, $59,000. $20,000 to about $30,000, and it's done that within 3 months. $30,000 within 3 months. If you had bought one Bitcoin in January of this year, you'd be sitting on a profit of around $30,000, assuming you'd cashed out at the all-time high of $59,000. That's how powerful Bitcoin is. It can be extremely volatile. Now, all cryptocurrencies can be very, very volatile. So again, when you're trading cryptocurrencies, it comes with, you know, the caution. You have to be careful because you can lose your money as well as make it. So make sure you are taking the right advice if you're trading cryptocurrency. Now, the good news is when it comes to cryptocurrency trading, very much like foreign exchange trading, it doesn't matter to us if the prices are going up or coming down. It makes no difference because we can long and short the market. Another cryptocurrency that I like is Ethereum, but I'll talk about that in a few minutes, and I'll come to that in a second. But prior to that, if you look at the total market capitalization of cryptocurrency at the moment, we're actually sitting at $1.5 trillion at the moment. $1.5 trillion is the market cap of cryptocurrency at the moment. The all-time high market cap was achieved just a few days ago, and I think it hit $1.7 trillion. So $1.7 trillion was the all-time high. And again, Bitcoin makes the vast percentage of that total market cap. At the moment, when I last checked, the market capitalization of just Bitcoin by itself was around, I think, $900 billion. Just a few days ago, the market cap of Bitcoin actually exceeded $1 trillion. Now, if you compare that to foreign exchange, we're still very, very small. Cryptocurrency is still a baby compared to foreign exchange, but it is the way forward. It is the future of money. Cryptocurrency is the future of money, and you should definitely start taking it seriously and start looking at it. Very, very quickly, if I just talk about Ethereum now. Ethereum is another cryptocurrency that I like to play with or dabble with. And again, Ethereum has seen amazing growth in the last few days, as I'll show you. Now, Ethereum, again, I remember going back about 5 or so years ago when I first learned about cryptocurrency. I remember when the price of Ethereum was, let's have a look. It was only around, in fact, I remember it was about $30, $40. Ethereum was $30, $40 in January 2017. But prior to that, in 2016, it was about $10. In 2016, Ethereum was anywhere from $10 up to about $14, $15, $20. Imagine if you bought 10 Ethereum when the price was $20 for $200. And then you sold today, you'd be looking at a profit of around $15 to $20,000, give and take. So Ethereum, again, a very, very powerful cryptocurrency. It's one of my favorites. And again, the all-time high, in fact, the previous all-time high of Ethereum, if you look at this, was achieved at around the same time as the peak, the previous peak of Bitcoin. So the all-time high of Ethereum at that point was around $1,700. That was actually exceeded a few days ago when we hit almost $2,000. So the price of Ethereum, again, depends on which exchange you look at, hit almost $2,000 just a few days ago. Now, again, listen to me very carefully. With Ethereum, very much like Bitcoin, we are expecting the price to go much higher than it is today. Many experts in the marketplace believe that the price of Ethereum will hit $2,500. There are people in the marketplace, I've seen this, being thrown around quite a bit recently, that feel that Ethereum will actually go beyond $2,500, and there's no reason to suggest why it won't hit $5,000 to $10,000 within the next 3 or so years. So again, Ethereum is a very, very good currency to invest in, and it's very, very easy to do, and I'll cover that in a few minutes. But both Bitcoin and Ethereum, in my opinion, are very, very good, stable currencies. Well, actually, I want to use stable currencies, but with a volatile price index, because the price can move up and down all over the place. But that's no reason why you shouldn't invest in them. And again, we actually show you how to trade cryptocurrencies via the DCX pack, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. But again, it doesn't matter to us if the price of any cryptocurrency is going up or down long term, because you can short and long the market regardless. So very, very important. Now, going back to the total market cap, again, like I said earlier, it's 1.5 trillion at the moment. We are expecting that to hit $2 trillion. So the market cap, the total market cap of cryptocurrency will hit $2 trillion this year. It should do it this year. Compare that to foreign exchange, where we are exchanging up to $6.6 trillion a day. You can see how small cryptocurrency is compared to the general current foreign exchange market. And that's why there's room for growth. And it's only been, was it 2009 to where we are today? It's only been like 12 or so years since the birth of cryptocurrency. Compare that to the birth of money, and you can see how small we are at the moment. Now, again, certainly with what we're seeing outside in the market today with the pandemic, I've seen many retail outlets where they don't accept cash anymore. They will say you can only transact via plastic. Cryptocurrency is just one step ahead of that. And again, going forward, all you'll need is your mobile phone, and you'll be able to transact anywhere in the world at a retail outlet with just your mobile phone and without any involvement in banks whatsoever. Now, I've talked about dollar cost averaging or portfolio building. Again, that's one of my favorite ways to invest, because you can actually buy a cryptocurrency today and then increase your portfolio going forward every day, every week, every month. There's also leveraging or MT4 trading. So on your mobile phone, we've all got mobile phones. We all have the MT4 app. You can actually trade cryptocurrency and place shorts and buys in the market on MT4 on your phone via leverage trading, if that's what you want to do. So that's the second way that you can trade cryptocurrencies. And the good news is that a lot of the brokers that we use today, for example, IC Market, I'm not going to recommend any brokers at this particular point, but IC Markets is one broker that I've used in the past. And in the past, with that particular broker, they did not allow you to trade on the weekends. But the good news is that you can now trade IC Markets on the weekends as well when it comes to cryptocurrency. But there are many, many other brokers that you can use as well. And again, it's something I advise you to look at. But the second way to trade cryptocurrencies is actually via MT4 on your phone. The third way is exchange trading. So exchange trading basically means that you're trading one coin for another. So you can actually buy Bitcoin, sell Bitcoin and buy Ethereum with a profit, or any other altcoin like Ripple, Litecoin. Doesn't really matter which coin you're buying, but it's just exchanging one coin for another. I do a little bit of that myself as well. And also the final way that you can actually profit from cryptocurrencies trading is actually via the stock market, because you have things like GBTC, which is I think it's a grayscale Bitcoin trust index that you can actually buy shares in. And again, the market of that will actually track the price of Bitcoin. In my particular case, I don't actually do GBTC. I'm more of a portfolio trader, and also I do leverage trading as well via MT4. Those are the two ways that I tend to trade, and of course exchange trading as well. Now, if you look at the Swipecoin app, and again, you get this with the DCX pack, and I know many people on this call today have got the elite pack, and my recommendation is that you get the elite pack, because the training on there is absolutely amazing. Now, with the Swipecoin app, we actually provide you with signals every single day. It's not like vibrator where you can get 5 or 10 signals in an hour. So with Swipe Coin, you get much fewer signals, but again, they can be very, very profitable. And I'll show you some results shortly. But with this app here, this Swipe Coin app, this is actually the scalper tool. So on the scalper tool, we actually give you signals, and the latest signal came 5 hours ago. So compare that to vibrato, where the latest signal could have occurred 10 minutes ago. It's a big difference. Now, the good news is that with cryptocurrency trading, you only need 2 or 3 trades in a week. You only need a couple of trades in a week. And there have been some weeks where I've only placed 1 trade, or I've placed 1 trade, every 2 weeks. So you don't need to trade every 10 minutes when it comes to cryptocurrency trading, which is the beauty of trading the cryptocurrency market. So the latest signal on here was actually a buy for Bitcoin, and you can actually see that here. So that's when the signal came out, and you can see what happened. You can see that the price went up from $50,000 all the way up to 51,300 approximately. So about 1,200, actually, it was about 1,200 or so pips. And that occurred, if you look at this, within the space of just a couple of hours, actually. It wasn't even a day, was it? So with cryptocurrency, you can achieve thousands of pips in a day. Now imagine that. Compare that to foreign exchange trading. It's a different ball game. And again, looking at this chart, you can actually see, one second, you can actually see what's been happening with the signals that have been coming out. So again, a buy signal came out on the 6th of March. And you can see how the market went up following that signal. So it was a very, very good signal that came out on the 6th of March. And the price went up from 48,000 all the way up to 51,000. That is 3,000 pips. 3,000 pips could mean 3,000 pounds in your pocket. It could mean 30,000 pounds. It could mean 300 pounds. It could mean 30 pounds, depending on your leverage, your lot size. But again, you can see how powerful this tool actually is. And again, looking at this again, that there was a sell signal here. You've got buy signals, another sell signal, and approximately 90%. Let's be conservative. 80 to 90% of the signals that you get via the scalper tool are profitable. 80 to 90% of these signals are profitable. And the signals are not just there for Bitcoin. You also get Ethereum signals. And again, you can see how positive the signals are. So you've got a buy here, and the market went up, a sell here, and the market came down, another buy, another sell, another buy, a small sell here. And again, the Ethereum signals are also 80 to 90% profitable. You also have the Swipe Coin. Sorry, I just took my phone off. I was making a racket. And Trade Ideas website as well. And on here, you will get trade ideas for leverage trading, so MT4 trading, and also exchange ideas as well. So the last signal here, I was looking at this earlier, was actually Ethereum. And if I just click this, you can see what the signal was. Just check my time as well. Okay. So this signal here was Ethereum versus the dollar. And you can see that this signal came out on the 6th of March at 1 p.m. And this was a buy, and the entry price was 15.25. And again, this information you can put into MT4, and you can trade off the signal, or alternatively, you can actually put the information onto the exchange directly, whether you use Coinbase, Binance, doesn't really matter, Kraken. You can put the information on there directly, and also you can trade off there as well, because sometimes what I've noticed with leverage trading is that you get very, very high spreads. So you can actually buy these directly on the exchange as well. And you've got the take profit 1 and take profit 2 numbers there as well. And I can tell you now that the price of Ethereum has exceeded take profit 2. So in this particular case, we hit take profit 2. With the additional exchange ideas, you've got different signals here. And again, we're not just Ethereum and Bitcoin now. You've got the 8,000 plus other cryptocurrencies in the marketplace, and the signals for those appear here. And again, it's the same process. All you need to do is copy this information and paste it onto the app on your phone. And most of these you can actually buy on Coinbase, which is the largest, or one of the largest, if not the largest, retail cryptocurrency exchange in the market today. So that was it. That was my overview on cryptocurrency. And before I leave, I just want to show you one of my favorite things, and that is the Bitcoin Pizza Index. So on the 18th of May 2010, a guy called Laszlo Henyeks, he actually went out and bought two Papa John pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoins in 2010. So just a few months after Bitcoin was conceived, this guy obviously mined the Bitcoins himself. He had 10,000 Bitcoins and he bought two Papa John's pizzas. And at that point, they were worth $41. Today, had Laszlo Henyeks held on to his Bitcoin, his portfolio would have been worth, and you can see it here, $498 million. So he would have been half a billionaire if he had held on to his Bitcoins. And the reason I'm showing you this is just to ingrain in you how important it is that you should look at cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the future of currency. It's here to stay and it's not going anywhere. So that's all I wanted to say. Just to see if Mandeep's on the call. Mandeep, are you on the call?
Yes, I'm here, Dr. Jav. How are you doing?
Yeah, I think I must have overrun a little bit, but
overrun a little bit. I mean, there's like 5 minutes left, and I have to do my slot in 5 minutes, guys. So thank you very much, Dr. Jav.
Just say so, and we can do your slot next week.
I probably will do a longer slot next week. That's fine. But I didn't want to rush Dr. Jav because that was actually really good information. And of course, he is I can't speak. He is an expert on crypto, so I didn't want to kind of stop him or anything. But welcome everybody. It's Mandeep. Firstly, happy Women's Day. It's absolutely amazing. I hope you're all treating your loved ones, the lovely women around you, whether it's your sister, your mother, your daughter. Even though we're not allowed to go, we can still celebrate in the house. So happy Women's Day to each and every single one of you. Now, what I was going to do is actually go through a trading plan with you all, but because of the time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into some ECC 11 training, and I'm going to go out some live trades, something that I've never done on this call before. But I thought, what the heck, we might as well just do this. So I'm just going to go through a couple of trades that I took actually today. ECC 11 today has been literally very, very good. Some of the trades that I've taken, they have been awesome. Now, I did get this ready before, but they might have sort of slightly taken a different turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of quickly run through this. So remember, whenever you're doing any strategy, you're always going to check the news. So just doing a quick check here. Right now, 6:40 p.m. UK time. So we're in this sort of region here, and I don't see any red folders. There was a red folder this morning for Great British Pound, but that's absolutely fine. So this is the vibrato screen right here. Okay, and this is the one of the trades that I took earlier, and I made some very, very good profit on it. Whether you decide to take this now or not, that's entirely your choice. It looks like the red line is slightly flat at the moment, but literally for those of you that are new to this, especially for ECC 11, this is one of the easiest strategies that you can do in literally 4 simple steps. Now, the aim of ECC 11 is to just catch 10 pips. 10 pips in the market, you go in and you come out, and that's literally it. The reason why we don't catch more pips is because 10 pips at least is guaranteed. And this comes from Dr. Kathy Kirkland. She used to be a nurse all the way in the USA, and she flipped a very small account into millions. And now she's financially free. She lives with her kids out in the US and loving life, living life. But if I just go through these very 4 simple steps. So step number 1 for a buy trade, it says, is there a crossover between the red and the blue outside of the cloud? And we can see quite clearly that there definitely is a crossover between this red and the blue line. Again, I do teach this on a Thursday, but I just thought I'd whiz through this because I do appreciate some people don't even know about this strategy. So I thought this is a good time to show everybody what this is all about. So you're looking at 3 lines, red, blue, and green. You can see there's a crossover right there. Step number 2, current price must be 10 pips above the cloud. Well, if I get my ruler and go from the cloud all the way up, you can clearly see this is actually 20 pips away from the cloud, which is fantastic. Absolutely perfect. A good amount of space right there. Step number 3, the red line must be above the blue line, which again, if I get rid of the candlesticks, it definitely is above the blue line. And then finally, the green line must be pointing up. Now, at the beginning of this session, the green line was actually pointing up, but it's now pointing down. This doesn't mean you cannot take the trade at all. It means that this is a potential trade idea for later on. So definitely, once that green line is pointing slightly up, you can put in your take profit and you can make money. Another trade that I was looking at as well was Euro CAD. So if I just type this in right here, again, this was a very good trade idea. However, I think these two trades, well, they were definitely ready when I got them ready at the start of 6, but I think the market's slightly consolidating now. So again, this is a potential, this is a beautiful drop. Can you see, if we have a look at this alone, the actual market is dropping down. And we can see that quite clearly by the trend indicators. Can you see that right there? The trend is definitely dropping for the euro pairs, and this is expected to move down. So if we go through the steps again, I'll just paste them on my screen. This is just another trade that I'm going to look at. I thought I'd look at one buy trade and one sell trade. So having a look at the sell trade, step number 1, is there a crossover between the red and the blue? Yes, there is. Current price must be 10 pips below the cloud. Yes, it is 26 pips away, 27 pips away. Step number 3, red line must be below the blue line, which it certainly is, and the green line must be pointing down. Right now it's flat, but no problem. Once this is pointing down, then we can actually get into the trade. Now, one of the key ways that you can ensure that your trade is going the right way is clicking on the higher time frame. So for example, here, if we have a look at Euro CAD on the higher time frame, we can clearly see there is a sell going on, which is absolutely perfect. And again, going back to CAD JPY, if we were having a look at this trade on the 1 hour time frame, but if we also have a look at the 4 hour time frame, look at that beautiful rise in the market. This is definitely expected to shoot up. So these are a couple of trades, that I took earlier today. Apologies, it's a very, very short sort of turnaround on my part. I will probably do a longer session on this next week, but just because of time, Dr. Jav and I decided that we'd do something sort of, forex and crypto related on this call, but just to show you how simple trading really is. So next week, what I'll also cover is trading plan and how you can really get to grips with understanding how to create your own plan. All of this is in the IM Academy, by the way. So it is there for us to learn, but have a really, really great week, whether you're trading HFX, crypto, whether you're doing forex or whatever it is you're doing, stick to that for the whole week. And like David Imaniche said in his post on Instagram, wishing you a big week of, lots of green profit and blue ticks in the MT4, because it is going to be absolutely insane. So that was probably the shortest slot I've ever done. I know I'm just time conscious. I know we've got our amazing Platinum 2000B who's going to be doing the presentation at 7, the guest presentation, and we have a very special guest on the call at the 7 o'clock presentation. So it's something different we're doing this week. We're having a guest come on the call, a customer come on the call, every day this week at 7 o'clock. And tonight, who this person is. So I definitely encourage you to support the call by plugging into B's presentation. And Dr. Jav, I'll pass it back over to you. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Mandeep. That was awesome. Again, thank you everybody for being on this call. We have the guest presentation now, so please do invite your guests onto that call, and let's make March an amazing month for every single one of us. So again, thank you all for attending the call, and I will see you all on the guest presentation tonight and also on Wednesday. Our guest presentation is on Wednesday at 6 p.m. and I'll see you all there. Thank you, God bless, and I'll see you soon.